Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. One of the most famous natural spectacles in the world. For over 100 years, visitors have been drawn here to experience the sights and sounds of this torrent as it plunges almost 200 feet. The Niagara region has a history as turbulent as its falls. This is Fort Erie, just as it looked at the troubled beginning of the 19th century. Then British forces kept careful watch on their American neighbors, a watch that often erupted into skirmishes and sometimes warfare. Today, however, the only invaders at Fort George are welcome tourists enjoying this quiet, pleasant part of Canada. Niagara-on-the-Lake is a small community just 8 miles from the falls that has kept a great deal of its 19th century charm. In the early spring, the town and the entire Niagara region burst into bloom. And there are many more things to see here, including the Shaw Festival Theatre, where works of the great English playwright are performed. While the Canadian Mime Theatre offers drama of a different kind. The Niagara Parkway is a fast, scenic route that runs the length of the Niagara region. In summer and fall, it's lined with stalls offering excellent locally grown fruit and other produce. Every turn here brings the visitor face to face with history. This is the Brock Monument, marking the spot where the great British general Isaac Brock died in the War of 1812. But Niagara's parks are far from being shrines to the past. They're full of life for today's generations. Now the Niagara Parkway is bringing us closer to the great falls themselves. But there are still many other attractions to see. This huge floral clock is one of the largest in the world. But always it's to the water that the visitor returns. And here the means of looking at it are endless. Take the Spanish aerocar, if you dare, slung on its slender 1,800 feet of cables over the constantly spiraling currents of the great whirlpool in the Niagara Gorge below. The gorge is a watery free-for-all where the flood from the falls roller coasts along in huge waves. Elevators carry visitors 150 feet down through solid rock to waterside boardwalks and platforms for a safe, close-up view. Closer than this means dressing up in special protective clothes. And that's just what many visitors do for perhaps the most impressive view of the falls, from directly below the lip of the cataract itself. You can sail to the very foot of the Horseshoe Falls, buffeted by waves and clouds of spray, on the most recent of generations of boats that have been called, fittingly, the Maid of the Mist.
We are now approaching the Canadian or Horseshoe Falls. The falls is 176 feet high, with a contour line of 2,100 feet.
When you sail on the Maid of the Mist, you travel with the romance of tradition. But if a more up-to-date means of transportation appeals to you, then you can find that here too. And from a helicopter, you'll enjoy a view of the falls that till recently was strictly for the birds. Away from the falls, the pace is tranquil. You could be in another place or another time. For recreation, the Niagara region offers a huge variety of possibilities, and many visitors relax with sightseeing excursions available throughout the area. There's lots to see here at any time of year, and to photograph, whether you're a professional or just a weekend camera buff. Niagara is a place to be informal when you want, or you can choose from a wide range of restaurants, and there are many places to stay, catering to all tastes and budgets. Niagara is certainly a place to get married. It deserves its title of honeymoon capital of North America. There are several golf courses open to the public on an inexpensive pay-as-you-play basis. Of entertainment, try Niagara Falls Marineland, where you'll find attractions ranging from a first-rate traditional circus to a large collection of animals and a top-flight water show. there's no doubt who the big star is. That's Can-Do, the 2-ton killer whale, who with his porpoise sidekicks has clearly learned that making fun is what keeps the fans happy. The Niagara Peninsula is one of Canada's major grape and wine-producing areas. Here, fine Canadian wines are produced to satisfy the discerning palate. After dark, another Niagara Falls emerges that has its own fans. Even if he didn't have his honeymoon here, Frankenstein's creature is a regular with other friends in wax museums and exhibitions. Niagara has always attracted daredevils ready to challenge the falls in one way or another at whatever cost. Today, however, it's much easier to become a legend, providing your friends don't examine the evidence too closely.
The field is now in motion, and there they go.
If it's a change of pace you're looking for, Niagara has that too, at Garden City Raceway, not far from the falls. The Niagara region has many attractions, but the biggest of them all remains the falls themselves, as visitors from all over the world agree. The falls never lose their fascination, whether you see them from one of the observation towers, from the Maid of the Mist, from the brink of the falls, or from below. Always changing, always spectacular, Niagara Falls remains one of the unchallenged natural wonders of the world.